So we have a man walking and looking down the road. What could it be? What could cause me to get up at such an ungodly time of the morning? Even though it looks bright, it's still very early, and we are about to take delivery of a true classic. So in about 20 minutes, hopefully, we're going to be taking delivery of a bona fide classic. So join me today as we receive my new project. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Fine, lovely. Ooh, yeah, yeah, got it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's it. Fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. Hello and welcome to my latest purchase. We have a 1990 BMW E31i. I am completely over the moon. The car looks absolutely gorgeous. All I want to do is to pull up a chair over there and to just sit and look at the car. Have a cup of coffee and look at the car. I think I could spend the rest of the day just looking at this car. It is perfect in every way. It is perfect from every angle. It doesn't matter where you're placed. This is one beautiful, beautiful vehicle. Now, my main concern is going to be security. I want to make sure that the car is actually behind some of the other cars. It isn't running at the moment. So let's just have a look at this wing mirror. I guess really now's the time to just have a quick inspection. Looking at this bonnet, it's not a perfect fit, so it looks, but I think this is more just the gaskets and lining over here. The front looks okay, no issues with the light. I think none of these, obviously there's one of the grills missing. This is all a bit rusty as well here, so that's going to need to be replaced. Yeah, we have a nice set of wheels. Now ordinarily I wouldn't keep these wheels, but obviously these actually are Hartka wheels. If you look at them, they say Hartage or Hartka, so I should be able to sell those for a fair amount of money, because those are going to be quite rare. I'll be looking to have just some standard OEM wheels, and yeah, I'm probably going to wash the car. Even the logos here don't look too worn, and it looks as if this car's been stored in a garage and not outside. Yeah, I purchased this car from a salvage dealer. Now, is that a little crack there? And I was wondering if maybe the car had been in a scrap, but there's nothing obvious here. These joints all look even all around here. I mean, even the seal looks pretty good on the rear mirror. Yeah, this car looks to have been kept indoors. The seal on the sunroof looks okay, doesn't look too deteriorated. It's uneven, it's not perfect here. Yeah, some of this rubber lining's come off, but it's still reasonably new. This windscreen, the seal on this windscreen is actually better than two of my E91 Tourings, even though the car's 15 years older. Yeah, this is some vehicle. So obviously this car was being prepared to be sold professionally. It says that the year 1992, even though I believe it's a 1990 car. It's a 5-litre V12 naturally aspirated. It's a 4-speed auto. It's got Hartage alloy wheels, or Hartka. It's also got a CSI front bumper and CSI mirrors. So they've been upgraded. That's why it looks so good. It's got performance exhaust. It's got a WOC performance chip, extra BHP. It's got a modified throttle. It's got Bilstein lowered suspension. Oh, that's the thing I hate. Hate the lowering. But at least it actually looks level. Because usually a car looks like it's tilted like this, but this actually looks level. The original price in 1992 was £70,000, and it's equivalent to 110,214. So that's going to be like 150 grand now. It's 330 brake horsepower. It's performance chipped. Okay, so yeah, that's not far off the 5.6 CSI that's at 380. So the car comes with the standard 300 brake horsepower. The 840i is at around 286. This is around 300, 304, 306, but obviously this is a performance chipped 330. 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds. It's de-restricted, 180 miles an hour. And yeah, the fuel consumption is what you'd expect for a V12. Design of the 8 Series began in 1984, with the final design freeze and production development starting in 1986. The 8 Series debuted at the Frankfurt Motor Show, IAA, in early September 1989. The 8 Series was designed to move beyond the market of the original 6 Series. This 8 Series, however, had substantially improved performance as well as a higher purchase price. Over 1.5 billion Deutschmark was spent on the total development, nearly $1 billion US dollars in 2008. BMW used computer-aided design tools, still unusual at the time, to design the car's all-new body. Combined with the wind tunnel testing, the resulting car had a drag coefficient of 0.29, a major improvement from the previous BMW M6 635 CSI, which was at 0.39. The 8 Series supercar offered the first V12 engine, mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox on a road car. It was also one of the first vehicles to be fitted with an electronic drive-by-wire throttle. The 8 Series was one of BMW's first cars, together with the Z1, to use a multi-link rear axle. You can't open the bonnet or hood in America with one hand. You need both. This is the latch, so standard in a BMW, and then you need to insert that there and that there at the same time to allow the hood to lift. As you can see, we're already missing some covers on these filters. I'm not sure the car will run with them off, so I'm going to have to order some as a matter of urgency. You can see here that this mass airflow sensor, I guess, is missing there. That is not the same as that one there. That also looks to be upside down, or the other way around compared to that one. So maybe that's how they come out of the factory, where the left hand side one is the same orientation as the right hand side one. I suspect that these are the charging points, so what I need to do is charge the battery. I think that's positive and that is negative. And yeah, there's the fuse box. Everything looks in really good condition in the engine bay. I was expecting this to be way tattier. Luckily all these parts are in the back. I was quite worried that I'd have to source these filters. Obviously it's a clear indication that somebody else has been in here. This looks to be like an immobilizer, is it? Or the old steering locks. But yeah, these will end up costing sort of hundreds of pounds on eBay. So yeah, it's good to have all these little bits. So hopefully the car is okay. So that's disconnected. Yeah, it's very worrying. There's a lot of stuff that's just not connected or disconnected. But I think first port of call is to charge both these batteries. If it's got the battery drain problem, I think that's super, because as M539 restorations recently exposed, it should be the ECU at the front that's got some transistors that need to be replaced. So there's no power at the moment. If you go into the car, place the key in, yeah, it's dead. So there's zero power available. We're going to need to charge both these batteries and then see if that allows the car to start. This battery is dead. As you can see here, it should be charging, so you should have an orange light to indicate that the battery's charging. It isn't, so this battery is completely kaput. We're just going to head off to Halfords to go pick up a couple of new batteries. Back from Halfords, we have a couple of receipts for 2 batteries. That's battery number 1 and that's battery number 2. The second battery, like the first, has been charging for the last half an hour and it is completely dead. If the battery is live and working, it should be on the orange, indicating that it's charging, but it can't even charge. So these batteries are both kaput. Now installed 2 new batteries, and as soon as I installed the first one, this window actually went up. That was my main concern overnight tonight, that it will be letting moisture in. So we're now going to see if the car will start. Here we go, and key goes in. Doesn't look like there's any fuel. I'm not going to attempt to start it. I'm going to go and purchase some petrol. Plan was to plug in a scanner into this OBD port. This is before OBD2, so this is the original onboard diagnostics port. I thought I'd perform a visual inspection of the car, and I've just found this. This is a spark plug that's not plugged in. So it's pretty obvious why the car is not starting. Is this the only one? So I think we've found a smoking gun. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one isn't plugged in. So the spark plug looks brand new. Doesn't look like it's been used at all. So that to me is an issue that needs to be resolved. Why would this be disconnected? I mean, this is strange. This really is strange. But that will certainly be affecting the sequence when the engine's starting. You can see there's an oil leak internally there. I was hoping not to need to change the spark plugs because the car has been in use. So what was it that precipitated this? Looking at the oil cap, if you remove this, there's all this residue in there that looks like yeast. That doesn't look good, so that's going to need to be flushed out with some cleaning agent at some point. And that's the cap. You can see all of the crap on there. It is now exactly 3 days since this BMW was delivered, and I have some bad news. If you look at the battery there, you can see this is completely black, and there the signal on the battery is green, obviously says it's charged, black recharge, and the cross says it's dead. And there you can see clearly that that is completely black and the battery has been fully discharged. Here you can clearly see that that is no longer green. It was green on Friday when the battery was fully charged. Like the 2 Varta batteries that were fitted on the car, this is actually charging. The battery's completely flat after being fitted on the car over the weekend. Second battery is now fully charged. It's taken around 6 hours, just over 6 hours. Both batteries have taken over 6 hours to charge. This is the GM module that has been removed from the car. car. I'll just turn it over so you can see the colours. So if you're removing this yourself, this resides on the passenger side and it's just beneath there. That is the driver's side. So if you're in America, it will be on the driver's side. If you're in the UK, it's on the passenger side. So if you're looking to remove this GM module, it is on the passenger side. This is the part number for the new general module. It's important to note that it does differ from the part number on the general module that was fitted in the car. So that is the part number, but this is the part that BMW have supplied as a replacement. New module is on top. You can see that there is a different code and the old one is on the bottom. This is what they look like at the rear, where you can see the differences. The old one had a yellow slot, the new one has a maroon one. Hello there. The general module has been replaced. The car is still not starting. The intention was never for the general module to be the fix. The intention was to resolve the battery drain problem and to allow the car to be resold, knowing that some of the main pain points have been dealt with. Now, we've tested the fuel pump and that's not working. So it's pretty clear that the fuel pump now needs to be replaced, and that's going to be the next item that needs to be looked at. The car does have a valid MOT, so it's not like the car had been off the road for 7, 8, 10 years, where typically you need to go and replace basically everything to do with the fuel system and everything to do with the ignition system. But it looks like we're going to have to do that now. There's really two ways to look at the problem, and you can really split it into two, where on the engineering side we need a root cause analysis. So rather than spending hundreds or thousands of pounds on parts, we need to figure out exactly what the cause of the engine failing to start is. Now obviously I've just mentioned the fuel pump, which is one of the biggest candidates for this car. The general module's another one. We have some fantastic news. The BMW E31 is going to be taken to the mechanics that repaired my Range Rover. Now, I sent them an email over the weekend and I hadn't heard back from them. And they've basically replied saying that they'll be more than willing to have a look at the car. Now, I believe that this is a true classic. Now that I've seen one of these cars with my own eyes, I believe that this is prettier than the BMW Z8. I believe that this car is worth more, even though this is what, 20 grand, and a Z8 is 150, 180,000 pounds. This to me is a true classic. So we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that this car does not get parted out. So the car is going to get picked up by a transporter tomorrow. Lovely. If you're enjoying the content on this channel, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm.